Give me one moment in time. Hey, good people. What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning. How everybody doing? Hey, Miss Colette, Isis Moon V, what's up? Laveda Hopper. That's always a nice sounding name. Strong. That name, you should run for politics. That's a strong name, Laveda Hopper. That's a politician name now. I'm telling you, I'm a psychic. I know. What the hell going on out there? Candy. Savina Steele, what it is? Congratulations on that promotion, Savina Steele. Spirit got you. Mac B. You know it, LaShawn. No readings. This is Monday morning ancestor prayer. I knew it. You think you done met Silver Fox? We gonna talk. We gonna talk. I'm reading the comments, everybody. So I'm just reading the comments right now, getting some time. I'm just reading the comments. I told you, Silver Fox coming. Silver Fox gonna walk up them stairs so slow and so smooth, and that's that, baby. Everybody, what's going on today? So, all right, I'm gonna read a couple more. Yes, you do, Deborah. Let me check. I want to check, make sure you got it, cause I be calling people when y'all don't call in for y'all readings. I be calling, and people still don't answer the phone sometimes. So I'm gonna check. Oh my God, how many I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 7, 8. Ay, catada. I don't even speak that language, but ay, catada. Yep, yours at 2. All right, everybody. What's up, Nora Lake? All right, everybody. So this topic right here, I'm this ancestor here. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Those of you guys who got sensitive ears, and those of you guys, oh, I just seen a donation. I want to say thank you for the donation, Corey. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So for those out there who is gonna be against this topic, which in this day and age I don't see who should, rather no matter which way you sway, I'm just gonna say, hey, bear with it, because that's a part of our ancestral heritage as well. It happened, and we have to accept it and acknowledge those individuals as well. So I'm gonna just jump on into the meat and potatoes, right? And I'm just gonna say, so today we are gonna be praying for our And share this, please. Share this with a lot of people that may be going through some stuff. But you'll understand why I'm going to push you share this to one of your friends or your groups. So today we're going to talk about those ancestors who lived an alternative lifestyle. I'm going to be very specific with my words before I get into the alphabet part of it. Just want you guys to know I am very sensitive to the topic. Uh, but I want you guys to get the message other than my knowledge on it. I don't know that much about it. Since I've been doing readings, I've been introduced to it a lot more. But I want to talk about those of our ancestors in the past that lived an alternative lifestyle. And when I say an alternative lifestyle, I'm not talking about crime and scandal. I'm talking about those of our ancestors who was part of the LGBTQ plus community. And I hope I said those right, so y'all don't quote me if I don't sound right. It's not my world, but I am pretty sensitive to it. So everybody, let's be honest and just think about this, right? Today this type of lifestyle is acceptable. It's accepted in the Black community, Hispanic community, Native American community, Indian community. It's accepted now more so than ever. But you got to think about back in the day where you had all these hate crime, these hate mongers, these various Christian groups that just demonize somebody for wanting to feel good about themselves, somebody that was living what they feel is their truth, their true selves. And those people had to stay hidden in the closet. Those people had to avoid restaurants. They had to avoid stuff. And then when the big four-letter bad immune disease came out, they blamed it all on them, knowing it should have been knowing they should have understood it was a government thing just to decrease the population. But hey, I'm not going to get into that right now. Right now, we're on an ancestor prayer, right? But I want you guys to really look at that. How often do we go back in our lineage and applaud those people for having the courage to stay hidden? I ain't say to come out, because right now coming out is a trend. It's fashionable. But those people live that lifestyle under fear of persecution, getting hurt. I'm a Caribbean man. That didn't get no play in my household. Growing up, that ain't get no play. I watched back in like 2005 on the internet, where over there in Jamaica, the guy came out that he was, and they put tires, they looped about 3 or 4 tires on him, put him in the center of it, set the tire on fire, and everybody gathered around to watch his demise. And that's when that's when the stuff that we had, that was way back then in dial up. So in order that motherfucker internet to dial up, you seen the whole goddamn picture of the person, and you probably was already 2 minutes into it before you could click off the bit. And I was thinking, you had to be one tough mother sucker to sit up there and try to enjoy life knowing you had to live a lie just to protect yourself or to protect your family. And those people are unsung in our ancestral lineage. I mean, I'm gonna read some of the comments because I know this topic can get a little choicy. It can get a little spicy and dicey. So if y'all understand where I'm coming from, y'all know what I like to see. Because if I'm not coming from it, man, I'll just let this topic go if it's not too popular. Because I don't want to offend. But at the same time, it has to be said. We can't deny where we come from, what our family members went through. You saw it growing up. The dads, the father, the men of the family would persecute the boys for calling them the name, calling them out their name like sissies and everything. And oh, you sweet, you got sugar in your tank. And I heard it all growing up, and I didn't understand what it meant. And then when I got to high school and I noticed it, I was like, oh, that boy got sugar in his tank. And I was fucking damn near ignorant to the fact because this is how I was raised. But now I'm a grown ass man, right? And I'm seeing the pain and suffering that people who feel that they are different from us feel. They have to act a certain way, walk a certain way. They can't live their own lives. They can't do this. And that's in today's age, and it's still hard, although it's accepted like hell. But take it back a couple hundred years. Take it back 50 fucking years. The people that got their ass whooped in the street corner. People that was jumped out on and murdered up for no damn reason. Just because they was living their life, living an alternative lifestyle. That was our ancestors, man. Now I'm finna tell you something that's gonna shock y'all. How can I say this? I'm being tactful, because the Baron to make up some words, and the Baron would damn sure pop the fuck off about something I'm passionate about. So I'm trying to be very decent with my words. Okay. Now, right here where I live, in this town I live in, they have one of the biggest LGBTQ celebratory places. I mean, people from miles around come and hang out there, right? They torn it down recently, and they finna build something else there. But it was banging all the way back from the '60s all the way up to probably 2-3 years ago. Premier spot, right? I lived about when I stayed with my dad. I lived 1, 2, 3. I lived about four streets over, and about 6 blocks down. But the music got so loud you can hear it all night long. Studio 54 disco style music. So that was part of life growing up. Well, ever so often you would see the ambulance come by, police zoom by, get into it, because somebody done hurt somebody that was coming out of that club or going into that club. And my dad, he kept that from me. He never told me what that club was until I got grown. Used to see the little hotel, and I'm like, man, that place always jumping. Is it a nightclub hotel? But back to the thing, I used to see the ambulance there on a daily basis. And people be taken out in stretchers and everything else. And you wonder what happened. Maybe somebody got sick in a hotel. Because keep in mind, I was ignorant that it was a hotel and a partying spot for the LGBTQ community in my city. And I grow up and I think about that, and I sit up there and say, how ignorant a motherfucker had to be to camp out in front of that place just to wait to injure somebody who are living their best life, who are feeling very fulfilled in themselves and just wanted to have a good time and enjoy life with all the chaos and bullshit and government attacks and government sponsored bullshit that was going on in their community. They just sat up there and they camped out and they hurt them people. Took some of their lives. It got so bad that they had to sit up there and form a buddy fucking system. A buddy system. Just to go to your car. Just to get in your damn car on private property. A buddy system. To go to goddamn McDonald's. A buddy system. To sit up there and go to the local ice cream parlor up the road. You have to be in 4 or 5. Just for safety. And some of them in summertime that still didn't work. So y'all, it pisses me off, because I got people in my family like that, and I never once judged them on that level. Because to me, all I seen was my little baby sister, my uncle, my cousin. I never seen anything other than the human that they were. And to think about my uncle who went to his grave, hiding this now. The family knew it. As I grew up, I knew it. He was very well dressed, manicured, hair, teeth all cool, nice car, everything was clean, very manicured brother. But that was his lifestyle, and he had to hide that. He dealt with the same dude all his life. I thought that was Uncle James and Uncle Braille. That's all I gave a shit about. Uncle James, Uncle Braille. You grow up, you find out things. And he hid that to the day he died. Now I want you guys to look inside your own family tree. How many people you guys know that you knew that they lived the alternative lifestyle, but they hid it out of fear of retribution, out of fear of losing their job, out of fear of anything that could possibly come about to bring them sorrow? And think about how many times you have prayed for that person. How many times have you thought about that person and say, bless your soul, bless his soul? See, we can clap hands for the people who come out in this trending nature. The people who say, hey, can stand up and say, hey, yeah, that's me. But we ain't clapping no hands. We ain't saying no prayers. We ain't giving no praise and no honors to the person who had to stay in that closet. It took courage, people. It took courage to feel a certain way inside. It took courage to know that you want to just live your best life. Come out in a dress if you're a man. Come out in your tuxedo and your suit if you're a woman living that lifestyle. And they had to hide it, people. They had to hide it. And it took courage to hide it, because they could have said, I'm living it all out and free. And back in the day when I was growing up in my city, that wouldn't have been so good for them. You had all these various people who just couldn't stand to see somebody happy. It wasn't the lifestyle these people was angry about. It was the simple fact they just couldn't stand to see somebody happy while they was miserable. And whoever thought maybe they were tired of being heterosexual and wanted to go the other way, but guess what? Ooh, I get judged. So I got to hate them. And I'm talking 50, 60 years in the past from today. But take it to our other ancestors older than that, to where karma laws was in place, to where village laws was in place, to where it was man and woman laws in place. I mean, we're going to talk about this topic. Let's talk about this topic. And then we're going to pray for these ancestors, because they are part of the totality now. You can't accept up one part of your ancestry. You can't accept one part of your ancestry, which I'm going to say yourself, without accepting the whole goddamn gambit. Just like we could accept that person who could undead a motherfucker. We can accept that person who could steal the sweet out of sugar. We can accept that person who was a hook in a hole. But then most of us, we don't want to accept that, there probably was somebody in our lineage other than today's world that was in the LGBT community before they started giving it a name. Back when it was racial slurs and nastiness. Those people went through agony, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, or think about it. Our ancestors who was in the closet, so to speak, went through pure D hell just to maintain a lifestyle, just to maintain their safety. Some of them went to their grave hiding that secret that they wanted to come out, never getting a chance to exploit that part of them. You know, that took real fucking courage. It wasn't a coward move. I heard somebody say, "Oh, they should have." One of the young kids was in a forum. I think I was watching some form of YouTube or TikTok where they were like, "Oh, them old heads could have came died. It was more of them than us now, and they could have came died and they would have been just okay." No, bro, y'all don't got. What y'all don't understand is in the day, the masculine man in the hardy housewife, that was a taboo against them, and everybody had the Christian dogmas and morals to where they frowned on that shit. Now it's widely acceptable because a community got together and say, "Hey man, this is still, bad to exploit these people here." But I mean, y'all think about it now. How strong a mofo had to be to deny their truth, to deny their feeling. Now, people say, "I was born this way. It's acceptable." Back in the day, you had the devil in you. Come on now, let's be honest. And I can guarantee 99% of the people watching this have never thought about dropping to their knees and saying a prayer for those people back, for those ancestors. Even if you just go 60 years back, 100 years back, saying a prayer to those ancestors who they knew was living an alternative lifestyle, but they had to do it in the closet, and say, "We thank you and we praise you, and we hope that you take a little bit of our energy to live your best life or live vicarious through each and every last person who decides to go that way." I mean, I'm not in that community, so I can just talk about it from my own interpretation. So if I say anything off, please charge it to my head and not my heart. But I still want to give respect to the people of the past who didn't have the ability to do what these guys doing today, what these women doing today, what these people are doing or able to do today. They fought, they hid, they denied, they lied, all for safety, all for sanity, all to maintain their job, to maintain their household, to maintain their family. And not one of us, including myself, ever said a prayer to thank them for getting us through, to thank them for making sure we was okay. Because let me tell you something, if it wasn't for my LGBTQ uncle and his boyfriend James, I wouldn't know how to wash my ass. What, Baron? What? I pride myself on being one of the most hygienic men there is. I take a deuce, I'm in the shower. So don't let me stay at your house if I got a shit, man, with the soap and the rag, because we in that motherfucker. That just me being 100 with you. If I'm your house guest, I have my own soap and towel, because boy, if I crap, boy, I'm in that water. But that would talk to me by Unc them. I didn't know. I grew up very hygienic, man. Women love that. My baby loved the fucking fact. Nigga, do you have a smell other than you? You get me? But they had the decency to pass some of that knowledge on to us men, and even to the women. And again, I don't know how this works. But that auntie that identified as a male, that was the one that taught you how to knock a nigga head off if he got wrong with you. That ain't come from that lady in the kitchen cooking eggs and baking for her husband. That came for, boy, you better not let no nigga hit you in the street. We'll wallow they at. And when we had a gang of them to come down there and get on that ass. Y'all learn how to defend yourself from that energy, from that feminine energy who desired to be a masculine energy, taught this feminine energy how to protect themselves. Now, I'm walking it back the best way I can get you guys to understand, because I want you to know that this ain't the Baron just trying to, I think the word they call it cap or jock, or I don't know the terminology today. This is some shit I really believe in. I'd rather have a whole ancestor than the piece of a God any day. So all the faults, all the joys, all the pains, the sorrows, the shit that my ancestors went through, yeah, I'm praying for that. All the shit that they could have changed and didn't, yeah, I'm calling their ass out on it. All the times they hurt me, hurt you, I'm calling their ass out on it. Because I'd rather have a whole ancestor than a piece of a God any day. And that ancestor, the one we praying for today, that took courage. That took strength to deny yourself, your true self, to deny what made you feel good about life, to deny that shit in order to maintain a certain image, a lifestyle. That wasn't being a coward. That was being smart as hell. And you know something? That was a survival technique. But they still managed to carve out a little piece of enjoyment. They still managed to educate us here and there. Come on, people. I know what the good book, that basic instructions before leaving Earth, I know what basic instructions before leaving Earth tell us to do. That's all poppycock. Because if I can get a little offended about something, the Roman Catholics who wrote the motherfucker, they not living in their truth. They sitting up there touching on kids and not doing it because, you know, not, I mean, I shouldn't say it ain't the right way to do that type of shit. But they sitting up there in the closet, and so to speak, and they not doing it for passion or love because it's them. They doing it because, okay, it's a power trip, or they're denying themselves, but yet leading the world wrong. And then the shit manifests so bad, then they want to go and fuck with the underage person and ruin their life. I mean, I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from with this, because I really take this prayer here a little bit more serious, because in this day and age, I see it. This is in the world, and I look at my son, and he's okay with. I me and him, we joke. 18, Matthew, my boy, my special man. He flat out told me, Dad, this is me. Accept me and love me. It took some getting used to, because I'm still a man. But with that boy there, you know, I don't give a shit. And I tell him he ain't got to be afraid. He ain't got to be ashamed. Dad gonna always be your dad. Dad gonna love you forever. Dad will take you on your dates until you get a car. Dad is here. Don't let the world put you in a box, put you in a corner. He's happy and he's comfortable. But people back in the day that was in this lifestyle didn't have a father like that. They didn't have a support system like that. They didn't have a support system that you guys have out here that may listen to this. They didn't have it. Only thing they had was, you're wrong, you're going to hell, the devil is a lie, I'm gonna beat the demon out you, all that shit. Some people did that reset. Come on, now do you hear how I say I'd rather have a whole ancestor than a piece of a God any day? Then we talk about the reset, stress, problems, all that shit peeled up, and then you take a reset. You guys are going to get it until all these ancestors form into one being, one image in your mind when we all done, and you can call on that person to work miracles in your life, because we appreciate them and we accepted that energy, and now they can give us some of their energy. It's all about healing the ancestor, okay? But they didn't have a support system. They was met with strife, trials and tribulations, all at the hands of a damn religious ideology of a fake, mythical ass people, an allegorical book. And that's a real word, allegorical. This reminds me, and I swear I'm not gonna cry about this, because now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of images and memories are coming to me from when I was in high school. And this kid has passed away since. There was this young guy. He was in the band, and I'm not gonna tell you my high school. Young guy, he was in the band. I think if I'm not mistaken, he played the trumpet or something. That thing that do. I don't know the instruments of the brass, y'all, cause that ain't my world. You see, when I don't know some shit, I talk about the situation, not of it. So he was in the band, and he played the tuba or some of the shit that had the little thing boom 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 boom, and he had a bunch of girls around him. We used to think that, man, this dude's so lucky, man. He got all the bitches and hoes. You know, this is how we talked back in the day. So no offense to all the bitches and hoes out there. Dad joke. I should have been a goddamn comedian, man, but I'm a spiritualist. But yeah, we used to say, man, he got all the bitches and hoes. So one day, he decided to come to school, and I should to show you the generation, the age. I don't know if y'all remember when tennis skirts was popular. White tennis skirt, purple tennis skirt with the half top and the starter jacket or some little jacket to go on top of it. People wore tennis skirts to school and stuff back in my day, and when I was in the 10th and 11th, 9th grade, you know. So Marquise decided to dress up, and he was living his best life that day, and you could see the joy on his face, because he rode my bus, and all the boys on the bus, me, Mario, we were just like, what the hell going on here? And we was in the back of the bus snickering and giggling. We high school kids, but we didn't say anything disrespectful, because we was afraid. We was afraid that was an anomaly to us. So we like, man, this dude, I lost his mind. He may shank us. We making all kind of jokes and shit, you know. Come on, you say the wrong thing, and they're gonna hit you in the head with a stick. We just saying that type of shit to ourselves, but we never said it to the person directly. Never called him out his name, never sissy and all the other word terminology. Because our parents did raise us pretty good. So, but we was clowns. Man, he came to school with a white tennis skirt with the purple underlay. Boom, 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 boom. White shoes. I remember the purple halter top, face all made up. Girls call it beat now. Face all beat, and he had on a wig. Came to school with his band gear and everything. We got off the bus. He walked, he met his friend girls, and he was happy as a pig in shit. Everybody was congratulating him and hugging. He was the talk of the whole school. The teachers were celebrating him. But the high school principal hated him. High school principal didn't give a shit about that. You a boy. Get in there and change. And as soon as the tone of the principal hit the ears of the students and the staff at the school, it went from celebrating that young man to that young man like running off campus or running inside the gymnasium bathroom hiding. Well, needless to say, and this is a true story, y'all. I ain't making this up. Needless to say, that young man never came back to that school. Young man never came back to that school. For about 3 weeks, we'll see him hanging out at the McDonald's or in the neighborhood adjacent to the school. You know, he would wear regular clothes then. And about a year later, less than a year later, a couple months, that young man took his life. Young man took his life, y'all. And we didn't understand as kids, we like, why would Maurice do that? You know, we would like, he came to school in a Halloween costume because we was dumb to it. It wasn't exposed to us. But to think these grown-ups made him feel so goddamn shitty and ostracized the cat till he felt that was his only way out. And that's when the news didn't cover that type of shit. No. That was it. He was confused. He had mental issues. And growing up, we forgot about the kid. We forgot about him. And I'm not gonna cry. Y'all know the parent a little salty, y'all. So I'm just not thinking about this kid, right? I'm just not thinking about him. I'm in my 40s. I ain't thinking about this kid in 25, 27 years, 28 years. But I wonder if anybody ever prayed for him. I wonder if anybody ever called his name and say he okay. Because you could say he was a pioneer of it. At least in my community. Because that was the first time I saw a man dressed like a woman. Other than playing their grandmama at church, like Ricky Smiley. Other than dressing up in a dress at Halloween to get trick-or-treating candy. That was the first time I seen a man with makeup on and da-da-da-da-da. And next thing you know, Boy George come out and now it's popular and it's getting cool. And then George Michael come out and everything else got now it's a thing. But it wasn't a thing for that cat, man. That cat tried it to live his best life and he was rejected through society. So he took his life in less than 6 months of that incident. Found him dead. Bag around his neck. Like paper plastic bag. And he wrapped the cord around his neck. And it wasn't foul play because he did it. He wrote the letter. It wasn't foul play, y'all. And they had an investigation. They called the school counselors and everybody who knew him. His friend girls, they told us it, he really did it. But think about that, people. Those are our ancestors. That boy is somebody's ancestor right now. That boy who identified as a woman is somebody's ancestor. And I don't know if we have the ability to pray for him. But I'm going to call his name in my prayer in the morning. And whoever you could think about went through something similar, call their goddamn name. Tell them, thank you. I don't care where you lie with the decision to be this way or not be this way, to be a part of that community or not. But goddamn it, give it respect. Because those people who choose, it's in them. Just like it's in us to be heterosexual. It's in them to be their way, to have their identity. But we got to give them some respect. We got to give the pioneers of that movement some respect. Even the ones that sat around and hid. And they hid because it wasn't accepted. And I'm going 60 years. I ain't even talking about 200-300 years when you're on the plantation on the farm. I ain't talking about all the way back in Africa where man on man wasn't accepted. I ain't talking about the Caribbean country where it still ain't accepted today. They're a little liberal, but they still call you the body boys and all that other shit. It's still out there. People escaping from city to city, country to country just to live their life. You telling me I need to leave my mama's house I need to abandon my mama, my family, my sister, my brother, just so I don't get executed, murdered, or killed down in the street, just so I could be a happier person in life, just so I could be me. So I'm going to keep that shit to myself, deny myself, make a family with somebody I don't really care for, don't really love. All that shit just to live a lie. And you don't think that costs courage? People say, oh, that's a coward. No, it ain't no goddamn coward. That's survival. That's courage. And back in the day, it was going crazy, rampant. There was a lot of people that wanted to be that way. A lot of sisters didn't want to marry men. They wanted to marry a woman. A lot of men that didn't want to marry women, they wanted to marry the man. You know? And they died. They took that shit to their grave. And some of them reset. You know, some of them hit that reset button. And some of them just died not living their true selves. Now, I'm finna shock your ass. I'm finna shock you. Y'all ready for something? Now, remember how I told you guys how ancestors love to live again. How some ancestors come back and live through you. How some ancestors come back and live through your offspring. Am I scaring you now? Am I spooking you? So who's to say that ancestor that passed away, that ancestor that did that reset button, y'all stop me if y'all want me to, y'all say, Baron, stop if you want me to shut the fuck up at this point, because I'm finna blow your goddamn wig off. Ladies, take your wig off, set them on the microphone stand, because I'm finna take that bitch, clean the fuck off and speak through it. You remember how ancestors love to come back throughout time? They come and pick somebody to have a baby. And that baby grows up and y'all say that baby got an old soul. That baby know how to cook. Look at that boy. He know how to cook, clean, sweep. He even know how to sew. Look at that girl. She old tomboy. Know how to climb trees, fix cars, and all that other shit. Finna blow your mind. Stop me now. Who's to say that ancestor that denied they self long time ago haven't reincarnated into that person now, and they getting to live their life during this time, your time, so they can live their best life, right? So they can experience. Come on, God damn it. We want to be magical. We want to be mystical. We want to be shamanic. We want to be witches. We want to be warlock. We want to be every fucking thing, but we don't want to hear the truth. Who's to say your child that's experiencing this alternative lifestyle right now ain't one of your ancestors who decided to come back and protect that baby and get that baby and live through that baby? I'm getting pissed off. Because this ain't making sense, y'all. I don't think it's making sense. I'm getting real pissed off. Who's to say that it ain't that? You see how they say, I just feel, it feels right to me. It feels right to me to be this way. This is how I always be, and I was born with it. Who's to say they lying? Who's to say it's a mental illness? Who's to say it's a sickness? Who's to say it's influence? I done heard it all, man. Hell, I done told my son it's all. I say, boy, you're the influence, and I say the media influence. He's like, nope. I say, well, I say, you ain't spirits a woman. How can you? Nah, I just like Tyler. I think me and Tyler gonna be close when we grow up. Blew my mind. I had to go in that closet and meditate. Don't get it twisted. I wasn't that motherfucking accepting at first. That closet boy done got me through some days talking to spirit. A lot of shit. But think about it. People, listen, ain't no other YouTuber gonna talk to you like this. Ain't no other spiritualist gonna bring it to you like this. If y'all want to deal with the ancestors, let's deal with them, baby. Juggle them up. Who's to say? Those out there, you talking to you, I'm gonna look at the camera, you who is living that alternative lifestyle, who's to say you're not sharing that body, sharing that corpse, sharing that mind, that thought process, that mentality with an ancestor who had to hide him or herself. And now they could come back through you because you got the closest zodiac sign, genealogy chart, physical build and makeup. The energy just resonate with theirs harmoniously, same frequencies. I'm talking physics now, spirituality and physics. Damn, am I a Norseman? Am I up there with Loki and Thor and all them boys? That's something we talk about later. Who's to say your energy didn't resonate when you was born with that ancestor and he brought that into you and you always felt like he was different? You always, if you're a man, you always felt you was a woman because that feminine energy poured into you because it meant to pour out in the world, but it couldn't. But everybody have to experience everything. Every soul has to experience this thing on this earth, right? Come on now, this is a library. This is a university here. Earth University. If we have to experience everything and you don't get to experience something, then you come back in the form of your ancestor energy and you have to experience it. Oh man. Darren, you just said some crazy shit. You just said some shit that 90% of the people in America and the world can't wrap their brain around. Because I'm an individual and I choose to be me. I choose to be this way. No, somebody chose for you. That's how I see it. Your ancestor chose for you to be this way. My ancestor chose me to be heterosexual. That's why I'm heterosexual. Ancestor may told you to live an alternative lifestyle. That's why you live in it. Nothing to be ashamed of on either side. But just think about it. Now, don't you think this prayer right here makes so much goddamn sense that we would sit up here and pray for that ancestor who didn't get to experience what they need, what the youth, and the people today take for granted? You don't think they deserve no prayer? Because if we don't celebrate that aspect of our ancestry, our ancestors, the next life, the next kid gonna get it. The next kid gonna get it because the universe say we have to experience all of it. And if we miss out on one, we come back here. And we have to do it over till we get it. They'll tell you that's sin. Oh, you have to experience doing right, get your karma right so you don't have to come back. But God damn it, that's just one aspect of it. If you don't get to experience love, you're gonna keep coming back to your experience love. If you don't get to experience your true being, your true self, you're gonna keep coming back until you get to experience it. Am I making sense? Or is this too like physical? Is it too like psychological? Twists and turns in the brain. People, I'm a realist. When I say I'm a realist, I'm a goddamn realist. There is no us without our ancestors. There is none. Hell, half of us, and I say I'm on this too, half of us wouldn't know how to eat, how to cook, how to clean if it wasn't from that feminine energy uncle of mine that showed me how to take care of myself. Told you, showed me what being a hygienic man was. I'm heterosexual. Didn't faze me to learn the lessons I learned from him. But I thank Unc right now. I thank Unc. Because without thinking Unc, man, God knows what the hell I would have been doing. I probably would have been gang banging, pants hanging off my ass with shit stain in my drawers. Ladies, some of y'all wouldn't know how to chip a bitch tooth if y'all needed to. If it wasn't for that auntie with that masculine energy, that sister with that masculine energy. They say I ain't gonna sit up here and be in the kitchen, cook baking cakes, Betty home, Susie home, make a Betty Crocker ass. I want to get out there and get a job. I want to get out there and lay them stones, become an architect, get a career doing something in the career field, work my way up the corporate ladder just like the men do. That took energy. You could sit out there at the bar and drink bourbon and eat a steak with the cowboys and shit. Some of y'all women wouldn't understand the pioneers of that. But back to the ancestors. Y'all follow me. I hope I changed the subject real quick because I didn't want to hit y'all too hard with that. That some of y'all may just be y'all ancestors reincarnated, being able to live out their life the way they wanted to in the time where it's a little safer for them. That's a reward for having the courage to maintain, to going through that suffering to the time where they can sit out here and be themselves. So when I hear somebody say, I was born this way, I believe them. It ain't for me to contest to say, nope, 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 God damn it, no. I believe them. If I'm going to be in this spiritual world and I'm going to understand how my ancestors work and I'm going to understand how energy transfers from one soul to another, how reincarnation work, how in my past life I was a woman, in your past life you was a man. Yeah, past life you probably was a turtle or a bird. And who know what kind of shit go down there. They call it the birds and the bees when you get to fucking. I mean, that phrase had to come from somewhere. Joke, joke. Dad joke there. But y'all see what I'm saying, y'all. Good morning to me. Go. So y'all understand where I'm coming from with this, right? Y'all understand where I'm coming from. And I use my words very tactfully. I hope I didn't offend nobody. If I did, please charge it to my head and not my heart, because this is not my world. I'm just going on what I felt like saying. The aspect of the ancestor that I felt needed so much prayer, so much love, and so much attention because they hid from the world to survive. And to think if Marquise wouldn't have done what he did, he wouldn't have been hurt so that he felt the need to do a reset. But it happened and he did. And you got to praise him for having the courage to do that, for having the courage to take that one day and live his best life, to dress up how he felt he is inside, to dress up how he wanted to be and wanted the world to see him. And you hear so many stories of kids doing that and then they not being accepted. Horrible. And it's sad at 28 years I never thought about that young man. Never thought about that guy until I started this prayer. You see how we forget because it's not our world, it's not our responsibility, we say. But in death, they are our responsibility. They're our purpose in life, but they're our responsibility in death. Let that sink in. Now, I want to say a personal thing before I get in this prayer, okay? And it's just something I've seen. Just something I've seen, something I've heard, and it's on the same line. Women, and I'm finna address you guys direct. Women, could you stop? Could you stop this? I mean, I really hope you understand what I'm saying. I want you guys to stop doing this right here because you're doing a lot of damage when you do this. When you get mad at a guy because he don't want to talk to you, or he just not your cup of tea, or you just don't resonate with him, vice versa, don't want to screw you, or you get mad at him and y'all in a relationship and he just stopped wanting to screw you. And I've heard it now. Not saying you direct, but those out there who do this, and if it come to your mind to do it, please stop it. I'm just saying. Stop sitting up there yelling, letting the first thing come out of your mouth, you must be gay. I'm gonna step on toes with this shit. You know what I say? If I step on your toe, that means you need to lift your foot up and move. Change positions. Could y'all stop running to the whole first goddamn thing you say because you're not getting along with a man, you gay, you in the dudes, and all that other shit, but yet your best friend, your home girl, so to say, is living an alternative lifestyle. Your friend guy is in the alternative lifestyle and you can accept that person, but when you get mad at your heterosexual man, you yell out, you're gay. How in the hell does that work? That's demonizing the situation. That's contradicting things, and that's demonizing the situation, and that's putting a block on that man's psyche to ever deal with you again. I'm just telling you some shit that I've noticed over the years. I've heard women say it. Oh, you ain't fucking me, you must be gay. And what's wrong if the person is? Hell, your best friend one, the person who come get you every day, the person who pick your ass up for work or who you pick up for work, the person who you hang out with at the microwave, water cooler, whatever. You got me? The person you do your TikTok with, your dances with. Come on now. I'm trying to stop this pain from transferring into another human being. Now, brothers, I'm finna hit you with something. Cause we ain't getting a free ride in this. If your woman have a best friend that she confide in, she confide in that best friend. And that girl is spending more time with that woman because she's feeling the need to get understanding. Don't sit up there and say, oh, you and your friends bull dagging, y'all fucking each other. Women are 10 times more emotional than us. And they express it differently. And maybe just that girl saying, child, you right, is all that woman needs to feel validated. So let her feel validated and let her come home to you and be the best wife she can be. We got to stop calling each other mates and shit out of our names. I could be cool with a girl who like girls or who they call like a stud or butch nowadays. I could be cool with them. We can hang out on the corner, drink, party, smoke, talk about chicks together and shit. But as soon as my lady find commonality in her best friend and I get mad at her or her best friend, I'm gonna say, oh, y'all bumping uglies, y'all fucking each other and shit. You think that's gonna make that woman want to come deal with me after I just insulted her at her lowest time? After I just assaulted her without trying to have that woman have me understand where she's coming from? Cause I'm a man, I'm a heterosexual man, so I can't say, child, you right, child. I can't talk that talk. But that person can validate her in that way. Just like women, you guys can't talk that talk like, you damn right, my nigga, my homie, like, you can't do it, but his homeboy can do him like that. Because we could get that validation. You see, am I teaching you guys some here on emotional intelligence, psychology? You don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to be friends with somebody in the alternative lifestyle and demonize a person you know, a heterosexual person that you're dealing with, and say that to that person. You're no better than the hate crimes and the hate groups out there that's fucking up everybody else. I said it. That's just my personal question to the people out there in relationships. How y'all feeling, good people? I said some shit today, I know. I hope it don't roll off wrong, but if it do, God know my intentions, and God know where I'm at with it. So we're going to sit up there and say this prayer for the LGBTQ community, plus community. I don't know the alphabets, I tell you. But we're going to say a prayer for that community. All the people who had to stay in the closet, all the people who suffered, who couldn't be themselves, all the people who hid from the world and knowing they wanted to do something in life so miraculous. They could have cured cancer. They could have stopped the banking crisis. They could have stopped world wars. But they had to hide because at that time the world didn't accept them. Some of us would have been starving on the street corner, dead, funking in a ditch somewhere. If it wasn't for somebody coming over there, it wasn't for some male family member that lived the alternative lifestyle coming showing us young men how to take care of ourselves, simple as hygiene. Because 90% of us didn't have a father in the house. And then the mama was too busy trying to make ends meet. And I'm being real 100. I'm being 100 with you here. Some of you ladies would have been beat the shit up by your husbands, battered and abused, if it wasn't from a female with a masculine energy coming up there teaching you how to throw them blows, how not to take another nigga's shit, how not to take that man's shit who cracking you across your head, who's sitting out there making you cook his dinner, treating you like shit, sitting bill bottles on your head and shit, telling you to walk and don't let it fall. I have seen some shit in my day that I know none of my sisters will ever take. Because Auntie Shorty Cool, she had 3 or 4 girlfriends and boyfriends. She wasn't nothing to be fucked up with, but she told me, don't you let no handle you like that. And if you get out of hand, call me. Okay? Told y'all about Auntie Shorty Cool. She don't fuck off. And she told all them girls in our family what to do about this thing before she went. She wasn't nothing to be fucked. And grandmama too, what? Pull that 32 out on your ass so quick, pow! You think that man made that Madea character out from scratch. That's how my grandma was. And would go in the kitchen and put roots on your ass after. Ow! Shit. Y'all, the Baron had a crazy life growing up, y'all. Well, I had a hell of a damn life. I had a hell of a life, boy. All right, everybody, I ain't gonna hold you to it. I done said my speech, I done gave my prayer, and I done gave the best analogy I could make to it. Y'all got me thinking about my family. Boy, I grew up rough, man. Y'all just don't know. I grew up rough as fuck. On Christmas, they didn't even give us presents. The only thing they did is give us a gift card to the corner goddamn store. How the fuck you give a 15-year-old kid a gift card to CVS with $25 on it, Merry Christmas? You motherfucker, you. Hey, what the fuck we gonna get at CVS on Christmas? Y'all, I had a rough life. I had to lighten the mood a little bit, y'all, because when I get depressed, I have to tell myself jokes and shit, man, to get myself happy again. Oh boy. They go that yawn, so I guess that's prayer time, good people. Oh my God. Y'all just, I get over it, man. That's crazy. Like, just sip on this shit, All right, everybody. Y'all know how it go. I'm going to pray. Everything is very much organic. Nothing is scripted, rehearsed. I pray from the heart, and I want you guys to pray from the heart, but I ask that you guys pray along with me and just understand that this prayer right here I take very serious, because not everybody took them serious in the past. So I'm taking this prayer very serious right here. And without further ado, oh source, energy, heavenly fathers, sweet mother, whatever you want to be called, you know you. I ask that you allow me an audience with my Baron, so that I may understand him and he may understand me. Thank you so much. Oh Baron, my friend, my God, my partner. I ask that you open up a channel to my ancestors, every last one of them. But more importantly, To my ancestors that was part of the LGBTQ plus community. We're going to be talking directly to them today. And I ask that you allow them to take a piece of my energy, not much, just a piece of my energy so they may feel a euphoric blessing and peace in knowing that somebody is out there is praying for them, and we did not forget their struggle, we did not forget their pain, and we are here for them in life as they are there for us in death. Thank you. So motivated. Oh, ancestors, I just want to let you know and start off by saying I understand your pain and I understand your fear. As a young man, I had no idea. I was blinded to the fact. I was isolated. And I want to apologize to you for not coming to you sooner and just telling you thank you for having the courage to treat me like a human, having the courage to show me what it is to have compassion and love. I want to thank you for just being there for me, uncle, auntie. I just want to thank you guys. Because when my life wasn't going so good, you felt the emotion I was going through and you sat with me and you prayed through that Christian Bible, the same Christian Bible that rejected you. You prayed to me out of that Bible, gave me scriptures and passages. And I thank you and I love you. I know times was hard. Now looking back, I know times was hard and you guys didn't know what to do and staying wrapped up in the closet, keeping your lifestyle a secret, knowing that that was in you. You're brave, you're strong. You did what you had to do and you still managed to carve out a piece of joy. And I want to commend you and thank you for that. Ancestors, we were so ignorant to your pain, to your struggle. It wasn't until these 2000 came by that we understood when the pioneers of the LGBTQ plus community came down and woke all us heterosexual people up to the fact of the struggle, because we were so indoctrinated with this Christian dogma. Now that we know, we can't unknow. And I want to thank you and say I'm here for you. Borrow a little bit of my energy to make your life a little better. Don't take it all now. Don't kill me. I understand it's intoxicating. Just borrow a portion as a thank you from me for what you taught, for what you preach, and for what you go through. I love you so much, family. To my ancestors that I don't know that went through this. To the ancestors who kept it hidden on the ships. To the ancestors all the way back to the motherland who had this inkling and this feeling inside of them but couldn't express it because it was outlawed in the village. And to hear somebody sit up there and say, oh, that was a European concept. That was we wasn't liking the same sex people until the Europeans came to buy. That just disavows the whole theory that an ancestor from your past probably came through to live through you. Until they got the experience. I just want to say a prayer for you guys too. You guys are heroes. You guys are tough. You guys did what you had to do, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for just living and existing on the planet. I want to thank you for just reincarnating in the way that you did. I want to thank you for your protection energy around the people who you are inheriting or the people who offspring you may inherit, after this is all over. Keeping them strong, steadfast, and protected. I apologize, I forgot about you. I forgot about this topic. I thought nothing like this could happen, that it wasn't important. This is how I was raised. But spirituality is spirituality. The soul is the soul, the heart is the heart, the mind is the mind. And when they all come together, we make a whole person. I tell you every day, I'd rather have a whole ancestor than a piece of a God any day. I thank you, I love you. Continue to protect us as we continue to sing your praises and to bless you and to let you know that you are fabulous and you are steady. Got me? That was a dad joke to the ancestors, y'all. Thank you, I love you. And to all the ancestors of the people in earshot of this video, earshot of me right now, I thank you and I love you too. I ask that you continue to watch over your offspring, watch over your lineage, protect them, make them prosperous. If one's got anger in their heart due to this topic, permeate their mind and show them that it's all love, that is not to be hated. Continue to keep the hate mongers at bay. Continue to keep all the negativity, all the stuff that has set the movement of life, love, and liberty back. Keep them at bay. Continue to work your magic to keep them from coming over here harassing and hurting and harming. Thank you so much. I love you. So mote it be, so mote it be, so mote it be. Everybody, this is a real thing. We forget about those ancestors there. We'll talk about the ones who conquered nations. We'll even talk about the ones who conquered various women and men's bedrooms. But we never talk about the ones who had to struggle, hide, and fight, being part of the LGBTQ plus community all the way back in the day, back before it was a community. I want to cry because it brings tears to my eyes to think what they went through and what a lot of young people today taking for granted. What a lot of old heads today taking for granted, reckless with it. And those people caught pure D hell just trying to hide it. Loveless marriages. Now you got formed partnerships. To the day you still have to marry your best friend just to get government benefits and stuff. And some states won't even accept the idea of it. A lot of older people think it's wrong. There's so much going on, but we got to give them people respect. We got to show them that we love them, we care about them, because they're a part of us. They in our ancestry. And the people who are in that community today, they're going to be someone's ancestor too. They're going to be their offspring's ancestors. And I just hope this video, if not or any other, stay up and they look at this and understand how to pray to them and understand what that means. It took me some time to grow up to realize what it means. And there you have it. But think about that theory. Maybe you, your son, your daughter, your child, your kinfolk, your auntie, is just an ancestor reincarnated living an experience that they didn't get to live because it wasn't a safe time. They living it now. That's why people say, it feels right. That's a theory, man. I think a pretty damn good one. Should help us all understand. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning for that prayer. To me, that was controversial as hell, believe it or not. But it's in my heart and I had to say it. And I even discussed it with Black Witch too. I say, should I? And she say, yeah, say it. Talk about it. You know, I discussed it with her. I say, I don't know. I say, and she like, it'll come off well. So I'm saying it. So I hope everybody understand. I hope everybody get it. People, so I am all in. All right, thank you, Stormy. That made me feel good because that was a theory I just came up with like a little bit. So I thank you. But yeah, so everybody, again, I thank you guys for rocking with me. I thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope you guys know how these prayers are going to go from now. If you understand these prayers and what I'm trying to put down, I am trying to get a whole ancestor out of you guys. I want a whole complete ancestor out of you guys. I want you to turn every ancestor you ever had, every thought, every emotion into an ancestor, and you culminate it, and that becomes you because they live inside of you. And if your ancestors become whole, then you become whole because that's the spirit. You're the physical body. So now you guys, mind, body, and soul. Shit, who can stop a God? Who can stop a walking, breathing, living, earthbound, carbon-based, skin and flesh and bone God? Hell, super bullets bounce off Superman, and he ain't even a God. He's still immortal, they say. So the bullet won't even permeate our goddamn existence. Y'all gonna get this one day. Either y'all gonna get it, or you gonna goddamn get it. Either way, you gonna get it. That's what my uncle used to say. Either you gonna get it, or you gonna goddamn get it. But at the end of the day, you gonna get it. He was talking about whooping ass and understanding at the same time if you knew the family I come from. Let that sink in. Everybody, was a pleasure doing this right here. It was very tense for me as well, and I thank you guys for receiving me, and no hate comments and all that good stuff that permeated on the screen. I really do appreciate that, because again, this is not my world, this is not my lifestyle, but we have to talk about it, and we have to bring it to the light and things like that. So I thank you guys for allowing me to even discuss this topic. Not saying I'm not qualified, it's just not my world. So I thank you guys for allowing me to discuss this topic too. Also, again, check out my website, patronize my website. I thank you guys for who've been purchasing the bag. I'm gonna want to see results. You guys tell me, Baron, this bitch worked, it didn't work, what's going on with you, what's going for you. I want to know, because I put a lot of energy in it, and boy, let me tell you, I sacrifice so much. I do so many shit in my backyard. People ask me, you barbecuing? No, man, just gotta burn the corpse to feed the ashes and stuff, man, to the ancestors. They like, oh man, you smoking again? You smoking your grill again? I ain't got nothing. There ain't no grill. That's a whole damn ancestor cook oven. I'll tell you about that later too. But yeah, also my premieres every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come out, join the Soul Tribe, see what they gotta say, listen to the video, or just talk shit in the chat. We do it all in there. Have fun, get to know each other, get to know people. A lot of connections been made. A lot of people that start rocking with me, they have become so damn spiritual till they are on their road, man. They are doing their own thing, their various own forms of spirituality, because spirit loves all of us. The universe loves all of us. So check out my website. Check out the YouTube channel. Yeah, YouTube 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for all my Patreons. Every other Tuesday is the one question giveaway, free tarot reading. You get to ask one question and one question only. I've been noticing a lot of people been asking 2 or 3 questions, slipping them questions in, and we're not getting to everybody. You know, y'all, we gotta treat this fair, good people. A lot of people pay money to be on that Patreon. A lot of people have their answer. So just check your own humanity and your spirituality. So if you got your one question answered and you got the answer from spirit, allow somebody else to get their answer in. Okay, just be nice about it, because I gotta figure out a way to moderate it. I got a moderator now. They gotta go through and say, hey, XYZ ask once or twice. Now the second Saturday of every month, I give spells that's on Patreons only. I do spell work, and my spell work is very detailed. So you guys will know how to do this, and I give you the rhyme and reason why for every item, how to do what fuck not to do, da. So you don't make no mistakes. Then it's between you and your gods. And again, please go and check out Black Witch's YouTube, Black Witch Yaya's. The 90% of y'all probably came from her anyway. But go check it out. She is on her way to being one of the greatest storytellers in the business on YouTube. patronize her, listen to the story. These are authentic hers. So y'all show us some love like y'all show me love, and y'all been showing me love like y'all show her love. So I appreciate you so much. And I want to give a personal thanks to those of my subscribers who go above and beyond to keep me on track, to give me the good word, to put me in my place, to make sure I'm staying, to make sure I don't get the big head, and to make sure I'm meeting my obligation as far as posting videos and doing everything. You guys know who you is. I just want to thank you guys so much because I am forgetful and I do so many readings per day. I will forget to upload that video, and I get that that video ain't uploaded. I can't post nothing to upload that bitch, you know. So thank you for keeping me great. All right, everybody, I'm finna let you go. I done had you here longer than I wanted to, and I do apologize for that. But I thank you guys for rocking with me. Oh, I see you got donations. I want to thank you all for donating to me. I really do appreciate this. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate the donations, and you guys can donate anytime you want. Again, I'm full time doing this, so I don't mind. God gonna make a way. Spirit gonna make a way. But I thank you guys for donating. Best love. Appreciate it so much. All right. All right, everybody. I'm the Baron telling you guys to trust in you and the universe because at the end of the day, that's all you got. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all. Thank you all. Soul Tribe.